Hey, good afternoon, everyone. TractorMan44 here. Hey, if you guys been kind of following me a little bit, you'll know I've been busting up a little bit of wood, and throwing it in the woodshed. What I did a little while ago, I had a whole bunch of really large diameter pieces that is much too large for me to pick up on the beam. So I lowered this down in the kneeling position, rolled them up on them, and busted them into multiple smaller pieces. I've got a big void right here in the front. We're going to split up just a little bit more of that remnants of that pile, and probably be just about done for maybe the next few weeks of the wood splitting. I've had a couple of new viewers that aren't quite familiar with the way we do things, had a couple questions about the wood splitter and stuff, so I'll give a little bit of an overview on these things. You're going to notice it's going to have a reasonably quick ram speed, and that's simply because it's a single stage pump. It's a high volume, high GPM pump operating off a power takeoff of the tractor. And to get the full GPM rating, you have to run that at the rated RPM of the pump, of course. And typically that's going to be 3,600 RPMs. So with a 540 RPM PTO speed, you have to increase the gearing to where you get approximately 3,600 at full throttle on the tractors in order to get the full GPM capacity. Now, working by myself, I do not run to the full capacity because it's just too much speed, it's just too quick, and I don't need to waste that much fuel. I run it at a medium to medium-low throttle position, and it has it going just fast enough, has enough GPM, it's just quick enough to keep myself working fairly consistently. If it stalls on occasion, that's the relief valve releasing itself in a control valve, simply because, I'd much rather open the relief valve than do some damage, to some part of the machine. It doesn't happen too often, but every now and then there's a snurl or a knot, and some of that grain you just can't hardly force your way through, Let's go ahead and we get the old International fired back up. We're going to go ahead and split a little more. Now, everybody hears the horror stories about how you get your leg broke with a power takeoff shaft, and there ain't no doubt about it. That'll happen in a hurry. It'll happen in a New York second. So give it a wide berth. Steer clear of it. there's two things that bother me as a content creator. Now, I don't know what a content creator is, but apparently it's somebody like me that just splits a little wood, runs a chainsaw, messes with old tractors, you know, and records it and puts it on YouTube. That makes us a content creator. But there's two things that bother guys like me, and one of them is dead batteries in your camera. You just get along going really good doing something, and dang, you look up and the camera's turned off. Turn it back on, it says battery exhausted. That is just so doggone irritating. And then the second thing is the sun. Why is the sun never where you want it? You know, right now, to get the best shots that I could have, I need to be looking the direction that the sun is facing, and that ain't no good. You just can't make a video like that. So those are two aggravating things. But that's okay. I ain't much of a content creator anyway, you know. But I just have fun doing what it is that we do. But at any rate, that's my little rant for the day, you know. Obviously, the battery went dead, and I kept on splitting, you know. So I'm getting really close to being to the bottom of this. And I said earlier that this might be the end of the wood splitting videos for a while. I think that's probably a misnomer. I've still got lots more to cut and split up. I still got to get the center section full, you know, hopefully before snow flies. But anyway, let's take a look at the wood pile where we're at now. Well, all the way back in the back in there, it's 12.5 foot tall. And right up here at the front, it's about 10.5 foot at that front header. And you can see that center section has only got about 3 ranks left in it. That's left over from last year. I think I'm rehashing that. And then we're actually supposed to be burning out of this section over here. Each of those sections are the same size, with the exception of this one here, which is actually taller in the back end because it goes downhill. So it's actually closer to 14 foot on the far right hand side from floor to ceiling. But I still figure roughly 12.5, 13 cords per section on average. And so far my weld job on the input shaft of the hydraulic pump is not having an issue at all, nothing whatsoever. So it's running just as smooth as can be, and the old splitter is just performing like it should, and the old tractor ain't even missing a lick. I still prefer the Massey Harrises over the Farmalls, but I cannot complain about this little H. This little H has really been purring like a kitten. So guys, for the new viewers, I hope this answered a couple of your questions. And for the old viewers that's been following me for a little bit, sorry about the rehashing, you know. It's kind of like watching a rerun of your favorite movie, you know what I mean? Not that I'm your favorite movie, you know, but it's still like watching a rerun. Kind of hard to get creative in an attempt to make it interesting to split videos. I've only got the one splitter, you know. I sure ain't going to go back to splitting by hand consistently, you know, and I'm not going to borrow a splitter just to have some variation. I don't have a drone, so I can't hover over the top. I could have the missus come out and do a little recording. That'd probably be a bit of a variation. But I might ask her to come out and narrate a little bit, you know, just in case I smash a finger or something like that. Which, incidentally, I've never done, so, you know, it's not a big deal. I've only got about 24 pieces of this small to mid-sized wood to split up. And then I'm going to have to go back to cutting some more. So, you know what? I'm going to put this thing to rest, and this is Tractor Man 44, and I'm out of here, guys.